Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech Podcast series. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community. We have started this Tech Podcast series in order to engage with multiple industry leaders, entrepreneurs, to listen to their ideas, what they are up to, how they see the future, and in the startup ecosystem, what they are exactly building and excited about. For the same, today we have Dhanish Goyal with us over here as a special guest. Dhanish, if you could introduce yourself first.
Hello, myself Dhanish Goyal here. How are you? Thank you for providing me this opportunity to be with you and share my thoughts over here. We are Polymer Giants and we are S.D Polymer Private Limited. We are an organization that have already completed 43 years in this polymer business, and we have been contributing towards development of various polymer compounds and polymer raw materials that have been used by various industries such as automobiles, aircrafts, electronics, packagings, shippings, and many others. And the new thing that we have with going agenda is how to continue use of polymers, keeping in view the good factors of polymers that they inherit, and developing sustainable based polymers so that we are contributing towards a green environment as well as using all these products. So we have been working very hard with our development teams to develop various new compounds which are having properties of polymers, and as well as they are also biodegradable, and also they are made from starch based product which could be
Okay.
used in various applications.
So just for a quick reference to start from very scratch, if you could, maybe in a simplified manner, if you could explain the polymer thing for our audience perspective, what when you say polymers, what exactly you are, referring to, what type of polymer, if one could connect to maybe the real time scenario or maybe real time world.
So I would like to first clarify the word plastic. The word plastic is opposite of elastic.
Right.
So elastic is a product in which you use your force so that it expands, and when you leave the force it contracts. So that is
Right.
elastic.
Right.
Plastic is a product in which you use a force, it expands, but when you lose it, it does not contract.
Hmm.
So that is plastic. So polymer has been part of plastic family.
Okay.
So we are dealing with polymers, and it is attached to your daily life. From the first thing that you do in the morning, brush your teeth. So the brush is made from our polymers.
So,
Then
how has this idea of sustainability came to your mind of recycling those plastic materials, or maybe starting from that very point, because you are building for a cause, and generally, when you are building for a cause, you have to invest a lot more. If it's your time, if it's your money, if it's your effort, if it's about anything, right? So, how has this idea came to your mind building something in the polymer industry?
sustainability in polymer industry has been a long agenda,
Right.
and with agreements like Paris Agreement of 1996, where countries were already dedicated to go zero carbon or reduce on their carbon footprints. So there
Right.
has been always an agenda to reduce the carbon footprints.
Right.
So sustainable polymer has not been a new concept, though their implementation has been a new concept. So we were geared up in 2012 only to launch the polymers.
Okay.
So we have launched these polymers, and we started working on the sustainable polymers in 2012, because we knew that in next one decade this market would be going in a big sense towards
Right.
polymer product utilization, that is requirement of the product, and the regularizations. So both
Okay.
has to be followed.
Okay.
So we saw a good future coming up in the sustainable products, and we made our all the investments towards the same only. For instance, in 2010, our total sale volume used to consist of 83% of polyethylene. These are used for making the carry bags and the packaging materials.
Right.
Today, our sale constitutes only 9% of the same. We have increased our sales over 28 times in last one decade.
Okay, so if I talk about, I just wanted, I'm just exploring a little bit right now because there are two different industries. First is, first there are some companies who are already making some products out of these polymers. Like I have seen some recent product of Neiman's. There is one company, Neiman's, which are producing like shoes, like men's shoes and all these apparels with the help of their plastic, right? By recycling and all these processes, right? So how this is working? Are you using polymers? Are you building some kind of sustainable product that can be utilized in, maybe as you have mentioned, automobile industry, or you are working as an aggregator to provide these industry the maybe the tons of plastic so that they can make their own product and make something out of it. So how this is happening inside the SD polymers?
We have SD Polymer as a company has developed their own polymers, which
Okay.
could replace the current polymers who are having a higher carbon footprint. That is first thing. And second thing, when they go for end of life, there is a recyclability issue over there. So we have eliminated this issue by creating sustainable polymers.
Okay.
Plus, we are also aggregating the quantities available for manufacturing of these polymers. So polymer would be provided by us. So the companies who are already there who can produce products from these polymers, we are
Right.
aggregating them
Okay.
so that they can in totality serve a larger industry.
Yeah, that's very nice. So maybe if you could, throw some lights on what sustainable practices or initiatives that you have led as an from SD Polymers implemented to tackle all these maybe pressing issue of plastic waste. Any practices you can share with us?
Yes, so we are first of all we are developing our own polymers that we have already stated, and we are working on various initiatives that is majorly on recycling and sustainable products. First, our initiative has been bumper from bumper. It's derived from bumper to bumper insurance policy, which says whatever gets accidental brokerage in accident from front bumper to end bumper, that insurance policy will insure you. So we have also launched a program that is called bumper from bumper, so that
Okay.
all parts of plastic used in polymer in a car would be recycled by identifying that part and reproducing that part again. I would clear it more prominently that suppose your car got accident and the bumper has been damaged. So we are collecting these bumpers along with the car numbers, sending it to our recycling locations, and ensuring that new bumper is made from the older bumper only.
So maybe this is kind of a recycling process. With some experiments, you are just trying to maybe recycle the same polymer that has been used over the period of time, and then you are in order to increase the efficiency. If I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, and we are basically creating an identified recycling channel so that bumper from one car is used to make bumper for the other car. Similarly, dashboard from one car is used to make the dashboard from the other car. So this program we are doing for cars. We are also doing fender to fender program for the two wheelers. We have also started one drive that is making our earth pollution free.
Okay.
So that is freedom from plastic waste, where we are aggregating and educating the rag pickers to collect polymers, deliver to our facilities, and we are increasing their income as well by educating them how you have to handle polymer, because polymer goes for bad disposal when it is contaminated with other products during collection process.
Hmm. Right.
So that we are educating them that how you have to collect them so that you can deliver a polymer which could be further processed. This was on part of reprocessing. Then we are also making product from starch based polymers. So these are starch based polymers and they are made from the cornstarch. So some
Okay.
packaging films are made from that are biodegradable and they are eco-friendly. Similarly, we are also working on a product called stone polymer. So that is having maximum value of calcium, that is calcium carbonate,
Okay.
and we are infusing very low quantity of polymer in them so that they could be drawn in the sheet form, and these sheets once used can automatically degrade under the normal weathering condition after disposal.
So if I have to make a fixed target, so which exactly the what's your target audience? If these are, maybe if I have to, so from where you outsource, maybe source all these polymers, is this from all the rack pickers? If you do have how the supply chain works, I just wanted to know. Do you collect all these plastic, all these polymers from any maybe a chain of rack pickers, or how this works? I just wanted to know.
So first of all, my audience is any person who intend to use polymer also. He may
Okay.
not be using today, but in case he would be having a demand in future also. So we have catered them as our audience already. Now is the back channel from whom we would be getting this activity completed, this circulation completed. So we are forming a three-tier circle. The outer circle is formed by our own group, where we are having our own dedicated collection centers, where we are encouraging our own team to get the industrial and the post consumer waste, guiding societies to dispose of their waste in a uh, planned manner. And second circle comes with the intermediators. These are like wholesalers of the waste. So we are
Okay.
working on them and educating them that this is the type of polymer we would use, and this is the type of polymer which will help you raise your sales also. Then last circle is of rag pickers, where we are in the coming days working to eliminate all the tires and give money directly in hand of the rag pickers, so that their first collection point and their approach is widespread already in the current system.
Okay.
So we are educating them so that they can create awareness so about the waste collection, and they could collect the waste that is in the processable format.
So, if maybe I'm just taking this a little bit more forward, I just wanted to know from where all this concept of carbon footprinting came. This by a sudden of all, maybe if you will say, because the recycling has been always there. It has been our habit to recycle everything, right? This has been the human tendency, but the removing the eliminating the carbon footprinting, just reducing the carbon footprinting emission, and all these industries, how do you see this maybe build in future? Because the tech, if I draw to parallel, due to the emergence of generative AI and all these stacks, right, that has been recently introduced in the industry, they require a very high computing resources, right? And for that, they generate very high carbon footprints. They leave very high carbon footprints. So, how do you see this concept evolving, and what are the maybe prior prerequisite that one should do in order to reduce all these maybe the factors that are affecting our ecosystem on the earth?
It's a good question, first of all. So carbon footprints, its implications, and its handling.
Right.
So there was a time 2 decades before where these were not compulsory. So you were
Hmm.
indicating, I still remember when we were kids in Mowgli, they used to clarify that earth is getting polluted with plastic. Our mother earth is getting polluted. So that has been maybe a 2.5 decades back. So that time also there was an already agenda to go to reduce the carbon footprint. But now what has happened? We have not adhered to that, and the result is in front of us. The destruction that climate change has been making out
Hmm.
is massive now. So we have to do it now. So that is clear.
Okay.
With all the resources, we have to do it. We cannot stop doing it. Now the reduction part is concerned. So we are disturbing environment in two factors. First is we are reducing the green cover, and second is we are emitting more carbons.
Okay.
Now the call is that we have to take care of both of them. First, we have to reverse the deforestation. Through afforestation, we have to plant more trees.
Okay. Yeah.
Second,
Right.
we have to reduce the carbon footprint. Now, when we say how we will reduce the carbon footprint from recycling, it sees what new we are doing. We are again placing an energy to an ongoing product. And this question I was also having, that creating a new polymer by using an electricity generated from thermal plant. That means we have used coal to operate our machines
Exactly. Yeah.
and
It's the
generate
same
polymer.
cycle that is revolving again. Yeah.
So I was always wondering that what new we are doing. We may be creating more pollution. That
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
case we don't recycle this polymer, there would be no use to generate more, use more electricity. These hydro plants would be, or these thermal plants would be generating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, the answer to this is that when a new polymer is made, almost 80 times more energy is consumed for
Okay.
developing these new polymer.
Okay.
80 times 80 times energy is used. Suppose you recycle a polymer, it would take you 1 unit, and if you develop a new polymer, it would take you 80 units.
That's massive, right? Yeah.
So now, after recycling, you are reducing 80 times the thermal coal that was used for production of 1 unit of polymer, because instead of using a new polymer, you are now using an old polymer
Yeah.
that has
Recycle. Yeah.
already consumed 80 units. 1 unit you have given. That means if you take an average of two product cycle, it is 40.5 units now. Or else it would be having posted at 80 units for two product cycle. So we are, in this sense, we are reducing the carbon footprints. We are saying the additional requirements that are coming up, we would recycle a product. Similarly, it is in the case of iron, metals. Ores
Okay.
require 4 times coal of their volume for their extraction purpose. Now you get an extractic metal, you just have to melt it and recreate a new metal.
Hmm.
So that is why companies are now coming up with recycling of metals also.
Yeah, but in some sense, like I don't know if that this can be a hoax newsletter or maybe something like this. But there is this new concept of electric vehicles, right? That has been recently introduced, and it's in all the metropolitan cities. It's in the wake, right? But I just wanted to know, we are first of all in the first case in the fuel vehicles. What we are trying to do is we are trying to eliminate all the fuel emissions, right? The carbon and all the burning of petroleum and everything like this. But here, if we talk about electric vehicles, here we need silicon chips, we need all the for the battery purposes, we need silicon, we need lithium, and all which are again a non-renewable source, right? So instead of making maybe burning one fuel, now we are one resource, now we are burning another different sources. And what is exactly happening now, we are simultaneously burning two different resources, right? So how
Yeah.
this brings the sustainability into the forum? I if you could throw some light on this.
Yes. So again, it is on a general question which also used to disturb me a lot. Then after researching, I found that you are doing an alternative fuel part. It is an
Okay.
alternative fuel. You say it is electricity.
Hmm.
Running an engine on fuel that is carbon fuel,
Hmm.
fossil fuel, you have
Right.
only limited options. You
Yeah.
could either have it with diesel or you could have it petrol.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now where it would be extracted, it would be extracted from the crude oil only.
Yeah. Crude oil.
You
Yeah.
cannot say that I would be creating petrol from solar.
Hmm.
You cannot say that you would be creating petrol from wind. You could not say that you could be creating petrol from water, hydro.
Right. Right.
So only from the four part. One is nuclear also, but of the four main part, one part is, when we say in energy conversion, that is thermal.
Hmm.
Thermal versus fuel. I say that yes, we are doing more harm. Now
Exactly.
there are three alternatives that has been balanced out.
Yeah, that's
So
a great
once
reasons.
once
Right.
it is switched over, now you say, okay, now you have a target to reduce your thermal energy conversion. You say, okay, I will be installing more solar units. Yes, you can do it. But with fuel, with petrol and diesel, you don't have that option. You have
Yes.
to go to crude oil only to extract this. You may go
Hmm.
to ethanol, but then again, still, the fact remains same.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we are after even in the coming days, nuclear energy projects would also be having a very good arm,
Okay.
so that we would be having more energy sector. So we are creating energy, and we have already four available commercial alternative use. That
Right.
is hydro, that is
Right.
wind, that is solar,
Solar.
and that is thermal.
Thermal.
So thermal is getting clashed with fuel, that is fossil fuel. Rest three are still in our hand, which are clean, which could be accelerated to generate cleaner fuels, that we say cleaner electricity for these vehicles. Now, why are they important? What has suddenly happened in the economy that everybody wants to go for electric vehicles? No, we will do it. So that is the Paris Agreement of 1996, where every country has signed it. They have ensured that the target of 1.5-degree rise in the temperature, I repeat, 1.5-degree rise in the global temperature shall be maintained.
Right.
So when they say shall be maintained, till when? Till 2030.
Hmm.
So we have not waked up for last 20 years. And now we want to cover up that 20 years in next 7 years.
7 years. Right.
So this rush has created all the countries, be it India, be it Saudi, be it Dubai, to roll out
Right.
for electronic vehicle patterns,
Yeah. For alternate sources, maybe. Yeah.
all the alternate sources.
Yeah. So now maybe shifting a little bit focus on the maybe that evolving landscape of technology, right? Or the innovation, I would say. How have we seen the change in the plastic industry? Is there any innovation that has happened with the evolution of technology? Maybe any change you have seen inside your tech ecosystem, inside your company, organization, SD Polymers, or anything like this with the maybe after this generative AI landscape?
Plastic has been always an evolving product, and as compared to other commodities, I would say it's a new product also, from which
Hmm.
industry it has been competing in the size that polymer has gained. So at
Okay.
SD Polymer, we have been always working with the new products that would be coming in the next decades. So like today we are working for 2037 with the products that would be commercially produced at that time. So we have seen a major shift in the polymer product consumption pattern that has derived from various new innovations. You may take it in packaging. There has been very innovative packaging that has been developed now. You take it automobiles. In automobiles, light weighting of the vehicle for more fuel efficiency has been possible with the polymer.
Right.
Then metal replacements, the area where metal has to be replaced,
Okay.
that has been done by the polymers. In the infrastructure, major use of polymer has been there today. Major missions, I would say, major missions of water, providing water at every home, that is
Renewable
Jal
source. Right.
Jeevan.
Yeah.
It is only possible due to polymer being there, because all the polymer pipes are used in that water communications.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Then your
So,
networking,
hmm.
there has been major development in the networking parts. So we have been getting huge associations with the new products, new applications in the polymer, and we could see daily a new product being followed. developed, used by the polymer market, be it in packaging, be it infrastructure, automobiles, any industry that you could see.
So maybe you have summed up all the things in this the last sentence. That's very nice of you. And maybe any final thoughts or key takeaways you would like to leave our listeners with regarding the plastic waste management, or maybe technology, or maybe the sustainability.
So I just wish that everybody should be responsible. Problem is not with plastic, it is with plastic disposal.
Hmm.
So that if that product is helping us solve our various problems, making our product line handy, so as a responsible user of product, we have a responsibility to segregate that and dispose of the polymer in the proper and correct manner. It is an upcoming industry. India has been a major user of polymer. We are developing at a very fast speed. So I would request everybody to be responsible towards plastic waste disposal, and there are numerous products that could be used after these products have been disposed of properly. For instance, we have developed chairs from the bottle caps for students. We have developed the exam writing board for students from these bottle caps. We are also developing rainwater harvesting from the waste plastic. So the waste usage are very high, and if we work properly, there is a huge scope of revenue generation in this particular industry, which could also help
Hmm.
us increasing the income of our poverty line or near or zero poverty line people. For instance,
Okay.
when you are using any bottle to drink water, any PET bottle to drink water,
Hmm.
it is saving 4 times water, because if you wash a glass to reuse, you waste 4 times water than you drink in that glass.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, you contaminate that water with detergents, with other harmful chemicals. Plus, still the factor of hygiene remains there. Whereas, whenever you are using a bottle, plastic bottle, and throwing that bottle, today the sorted waste of plastic bottle is approximately 60 rupees a kg. That
Right.
means if a person collects 1 kg of plastic bottle, he could easily get 3 meals for himself in a day. And if he collects 5 times of it, that is already available. So that would be helping him to get almost 300 rupees a day.
Right.
So after using a plastic product, you are actually generating an income avenue for poverty line people or rag pickers, which needs to be educated about its disposal,
Hmm.
and we could develop new avenues for their income as well at one side, and creating a sustainable environment on the other side.
Exactly. So, as we wrap up this insightful conversation with Mr. Dhanish Goyal, CEO of S.D Polymers, we have gone through multiple fascinating world of plastic waste management, innovation, and all the maybe we have learned about all the sustainable processes, their impactful projects, and all the commitments regarding the cleaner planet. And he has definitely given some great insights about the responsibility of every citizen to recycle, or maybe to at least be the maybe to be aware about the plastic waste management. So thank you, sir, for joining in. It was really nice interacting with you, and hoping to collaborate in more future events. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, team.